Given all the events of the last few days, I was reminded of a moment from my junior year in high school. I ran for student government president that year, and I thought I had it in the bag. I was not even close, and I lost the election, and I was not happy about it. I was shocked, matter of fact. I thought all these people were on my side, and I thought there was massive voter fraud among the students. I actually did. This is a true story. And I didn't know what to do with myself. And it was just a bad moment. So I can identify with this present moment, if you will, in a certain way, although I was as a long time ago. And I realized over time, in the immediate aftermath of that, and my dad was this, side note, my dad was the mayor of our small town, so it was kind of like I was embarrassed partly that I didn't win because my dad was the successful politician and I was learning my way. But as I look back now, I saw so many people who were so comforting to me. I remember going into work that weekend at the restaurant where I worked as a dishwasher, and I was in a bad mood. And the head chef took me aside and sat me down and asked me what was wrong, and I cried. It felt so good. And I just think back on all this, and I'm filled with gratitude for what I learned from that experience, from that moment. And I didn't have a chance to go back and say thank you, because I was just at that point, in that point of my life, just a little bit too smug and arrogant as a teenager would be. But it just came to mind, and I needed to share that in a way, because both of these readings ask us to take our own pulse always about our egos and ourselves, and to remind ourselves, no matter what the situation may be, that life is all gift from God. Whatever happens that befalls us in our lives, it's gift somehow, and it's our job in prayer to unravel what that gift might be. And it might take many years to figure it out. But God has come to us first, as always, to grace us, to give us his blessing, and to remind us that everything is going to be okay. He will set us in verdant pastures where there'll be an abundance of food to nourish us. We will be near restful waters where we can relax and be refreshed. God is there. And all he asks, and it's why we're all here today, and you're joining us at home, is to return that with gratitude and thankfulness, is what Eucharist is all about. Realizing with all of the things that can go wrong in our human existence that God has got our back. And he gives us this sign of himself in the Eucharist to remind us that whatever befalls us, God never will fail. And he will send to us in one way or another his angels to remind us of his mercy and love, even when we are so full of ourselves we can't figure it out at the moment. So I'm grateful. I made a pact with myself never to go into politics after ever that, so another blessing that came from it. But I am grateful on this day for all I have learned over the years, and the awareness that comes from wisdom, and most of all, reflecting on the scriptures on a daily basis always helps me, and I hope it helps you, put all the craziness of our life in perspective, and to take the long view, which is the view to the heavenly kingdom, which requires of us to be loved by God and to love in return. Nothing else matters, or all of the rest of life is contained in that simple act of being loved and loving in return. May this Eucharist renew that in us once again. And may, as we come up to this Eucharist today, ask ourselves, what am I most grateful to God for in this moment as I receive his body and blood? May that bring you great joy as you go forth.